we love being with family. We love doing activities with family. We love spending time with family. We love celebrating the holidays with family. But one thing that we've learned over the years is that your holidays should not just be about food. And we know and have noticed that a lot of people just make their holidays all about the food that they're eating. And that's kind of about it. I mean, maybe there's, some family time sprinkled in there, but we've just found that there's other ways to have that family time besides just around the dinner table. And one of those is just getting Hello, everybody. Welcome to the SuperSetYourLife.com podcast. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. This podcast is all about staying on track throughout the holidays. You're probably wondering why Colt and I are on Zoom and not in person. That is because I am out of town visiting my brand new nephew. So I'm super excited to finally meet him. Yep. But we just wanted to quickly make this podcast for you guys, just all about how to survive the holidays without getting off track. So here is our holiday survival guide.
Yeah, it's a time sensitive one too. So we're like, oh, we got to publish this. We can't wait. Taylor's on a different end of the state than I am. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, she is not on camera. She is actually feeling ill.
Feeling ill. Yeah, my head was in the toilet all day today.
Yeah. So I'm on camera because maybe it's just the whole pandemic and everything, but it's like, you know what, relationships are important, and our podcast is our intimate way of being able to communicate with our clients, our community, with everybody that subscribes to the show. So
yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SuperSetYourLife.com podcast, your weekly dose of inspiration, entertainment, and education to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym. My name is Taylor Milton, and if this is your first time joining us, we're so glad you're here. Every week, my husband Colt and I pray and ask each other what kind of content our coaching members, clients, and podcast community could benefit from the most. Guests range from professional bodybuilders, nutrition doctors, fitness entrepreneurs, stand-up comedians, and sometimes it's just the two of us teaching on popular questions we get asked. And sometimes we interrupt each other, but we argue, but we're working on it. And you know what? That's what life is about, growing. We do not accept donations because this show is a labor of love and our gift to you as the listener. All we ask is that you share it and help spread the positivity. This is a team effort. If you keep helping us do that and spread the show, we will keep showing up to get you guys high-level guests to keep your fitness journey exciting and sustainable. If you'd like to support our mission, we do invite you to check out our website, SuperSetYourLife.com. Colt and I provide just about everything you need, from personalized workout and nutrition programs. Check out our website for a list of successful body transformations and follow Colt's Instagram @ColtMilton, where he posts success stories from our members every day. All our meal plans are personally written by Colt. He'll spend an entire day on a new program starting at the computer on the phone with a new client so that he fully understands what foods they prefer, what their schedule is like, what's their budget, and the equipment they have access to. Even if it's just a yoga mat and a cheap pair of dumbbells at home, somehow he manages to make it work for everybody and gets everything going for them, so they're set up for success and for their body transformation. Colt has won awards in 8 natural bodybuilding shows, as well as the Best Poser award in half of those shows. It's an art that I just love watching him do. He has experience in coaching male and female athletes in both men's and women's bodybuilding, men's and women's physique, men's classic physique, bikini and figure, and he's also putting together a group of athletes for fall of 2022, including old and new clients, and this is a surprise, guys. He is going to be competing and doing his prep on a carnivore diet. It is something you don't want to miss out on. It's going to be his best physique yet. Text COMPETE to Colt at 206-743-1346 for any questions you may have on the competitions. He'd love to hear from you. He pours his heart and soul into this, guys. It's what he loves. It's what we love. And coaching is what we were put on this earth to do. As a personal transformation, guys, Colt has been coaching me this last year And I myself have lost almost 40 pounds. I've gained a ton of muscle. My confidence is somewhere I honestly didn't think I'd get to again. And mamas out there, I am fitting into my pre-baby clothes, and you know how good of a feeling that is. So guys, also on our website, you can find our entire Superset supplement line. We have whey protein isolate powder, chocolate cupcake, birthday cake, and peanut butter, which is our personal favorite. We have creatine, workout pump formula. All of our male and female athletes love it. It's a non-stim pre-workout that gives you energy and focus, but without the caffeine. So you can still enjoy your pre-workout energy drink or whatever you like to use for caffeine, coffee, whatever. We have those in the flavor of lemonade and blue raspberry, and they're both delicious. We have lots more, and we beat Amazon prices, and we also give out tons of samples in every order. So if you just want to sample something, let us know, and we can send you something your way. We also have our own motivational gym logbooks for you to track your progress, featuring quotes from pro bodybuilders, Olympic and professional athletes, and famous influencers. Our own patented Skullbellz workout equipment line, which is our Skull dumbbells and curl bars. They're pretty metal. I know that's what you're thinking, but they're awesome. We love them so much. And we have our Skull cable attachments, which you guys, if you haven't seen this or seen any of the videos Colt's posted, you have to go check out his Instagram. We have tons of reels on them. It is our extra long cable rope attachment. It is a must if you are a gym goer. And then anything Skullbellz related, follow our Skullbellz Instagram account at Skullbellz. And if you head over to our website, supersetyourlife.com, I promise you're going to find something that you love. And of course, there's a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all of our products and services. Lastly, guys, if you'd like to be a part of our Facebook community, text Facebook to Colt at 206-743-1346 or shoot him a DM on Instagram to be invited to our Facebook group, where we encourage, uplift, and inspire each other within our circle of friends and clients. Guys, it is an incredible group. We absolutely love it. And the culture we are just in the midst of creating is just like no other you'll find anywhere else. So definitely join that group. Colt's going to fill you in on all of our latest announcements, and then we'll jump into this week's episode. Have a great day, guys.
Hey everybody, this is Colt. Last thing before we get started is I did want to announce 2 exciting new products that we have on our website. One is Vitagen and one is ESP Extreme. Okay, so the first one is a multivitamin, something that I've been taking every day now for the past month. And this is hands down the best multivitamin I have ever used. It's a liquid one, comes in pink grapefruit and in lemonade. And what I love about it is everything is very, very bioavailable in this. So instead of taking a pill, you don't know if it's really being digested and it might just pass through your system, and like, can your body really absorb all that at once? Well, what I do is I just mix this in with everything else I'm taking during my workout, my BCAAs, my creatine, my pre-workout, and everything. So then I'm sipping and getting a steady dose throughout the day. And it really helps with the cardio too, because it has ashwagandha in it, holy basil, and rhodiola. Rhodiola has been shown to help with thyroid levels. So one of the things is that if you're on the treadmill and or if you're doing Stairmaster, I like to do Stairmaster, Stairmill, whatever you want to call it, after my workout, because it is hands down the best fat burning piece of cardio equipment in the gym. And cardio is great, but if you do too much low intensity cardio, even though it's the best type of cardio to burn fat, it can really ramp up your cortisol levels and your ghrelin levels. And it can mess with your thyroid too, especially if you're doing it like every day. I like to do it every day because I get a lot done on my phone, and it puts me in a good positive mental attitude. It helps with recovery too, especially like after a leg day, the day after doing the stair mill. Gets a lot of blood through the legs, in particular the glutes, and I've found it very helpful for burning glute fat. That's one of my stubborn body parts, is to lose fat is the glutes. So for that reason, I pretty much finished drinking this stuff right before I'm on the stair mill, and that's been helping be able to push through that last 20 minutes and be able to not like overly stress myself out and feel my cortisol like going wacko and everything. So those are some of the ingredients that I'm a fan of. The dosages are all super high. 200% of your vitamin A, 100% of your D3, 519%, it's very specific, of your vitamin E. It's got vitamin K in it, which is very, very hard to get. I think it's in eggs, but if you're on a vegetarian diet, then you're like kind of out of luck on that one. It's got all of your electrolytes in it, and it has an absorption matrix. It's got some beta alanine in it too. So it's just a damn good product. This is from Metabolic Nutrition, our very, very trusted supplement supplier that we've struck up a great relationship with. It all started with their creatine. I've been taking their creatine for years and years and years. Best creatine on the market, way better than creatine monohydrate. And so I just called the company and asked if we can start selling this stuff through our website instead of telling everybody to go on Amazon to get it. And they were like, heck yeah. So struck up a deal with them, and now we have like 20 or 30 products. And anyway, that's Vitagen. So that's been a very, very popular one. If you don't like taking vitamins, drink it. This stuff tastes really, really good. If you don't like it, Metabolic Nutrition gives you 100% of your money back that you spent on it. And so they take the hit as a supplier, and I don't even have to take the hit as a small business owner. So super cool relationship that we have with these guys. Everybody that has been buying it has been absolutely loving it. So we're stocking up on that one. And then the pre-workout is called ESP Extreme. This is a little too extreme for most people too. You'll notice that there are 750 milligrams of caffeine in the full dose of this. I do not take the full dose. I do have a high tolerance to caffeine, so I take about 2/3 of that dose. I take 2 scoops, and I take 1 scoop about an hour before my workout, and then I take my pump supplements after that. And then about halfway through my workout is when I take that second scoop. That's kind of when I start to get tired, and then that boom gets me back into a positive mental space again. This one's fun. It's got some hardcore stimulants, and I'm not gonna lie. I've tried a lot of pre-workouts over the years. And some of the ingredients that it has in here is it has ariagerensis. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's something that has been it just puts you in a motivated state of mind, like you're feeling good. Like you just feel positive, overall well-being. That's what that one does, and it's got a couple other ingredients in it too that give you that tunnel vision focus. I'm on my 3rd day of taking this stuff right now. And just 2 scoops is all I'm taking. About 400, 500 milligrams of caffeine throughout the day, not all at once. If you take it all at once, that would be too much for me. I would feel probably overstimmed, maybe even anxious. But overall, it's just awesome. It's got a good amount of pump formula in it too. It's got all of your electrolytes in it. And highly recommend this if you're into the hardcore pre-workouts. If you're not, might be a little bit too extreme, but for those other bodybuilders like me, if it's getting close to the holidays, and you're like, you know what, I think I need something to crush my workouts and to just work out a little bit harder to try to minimize the damage that could be taking place by eating pie or whatever it is. This would be a good product. So both of these are available on our website, supersetyourlife.com. Save 10% booking a coaching meet and greet. That is MEAT, meet and greet, because we're probably going to be talking about meat. Talk to me long enough, and you're gonna find out all the benefits of eating steak and what that can do for your life and how much better you'll feel on a meat-based diet. So anyway, with that, we're gonna jump into the show. Love you guys a lot. God bless, and here we go.
Babe, let's get started.
All right, let's go.
All right. So why don't we just quickly go over the first 3? I know we have actually a few more than 3 that we wanted to talk about, but the 3 main tips that we have, let's go over those, and then we can go over the smaller ones that we have after that.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So the 3 tips that we posted on social media and that we made kind of our bigger 3 tips are family time, your mindset, and then workouts. So for family time, we love being with family. We love doing activities with family. We love spending time with family. We love celebrating the holidays with family. But one thing that we've learned over the years is that your holidays should not just be about food. And we know and have noticed that a lot of people just make their holidays all about the food that they're eating. And that's kind of about it. I mean, maybe there's, some family time sprinkled in there, but we've just found that there's other ways to have that family time besides just around the dinner table. And one of those is just getting out your family together and doing an activity, whether that's like in your house. You could even play ping pong, but just something else besides like sitting around and drinking alcohol, eating a bunch of appetizers, and then sitting around the dinner table.
things that we've liked to do in the past, depending on where we're at when we're doing our holiday celebrations. Like if we're in Montana, we do a lot of ice hockey, pond hockey. We do skiing. Gosh, what else do we do? We're just like walking around the property, all kinds of stuff, taking our kids for walks, getting our kids to the playground, playing football, like just playing catch with the football, just something to get your body moving and to kind of just get out of the house, I think is super important. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to add Luke 12:23. Let me grab my Bible real quick, actually. You got to chapter 12 yet, babe?
I just started that.
Awesome. So there is a verse that actually goes right in line with everything that you just said. Let me snag it. This is going to be from the King James Version too, by the way. So this might be a little hardcore for what I'm used to anyway. Good old English. Okay, Luke 12:23. Life is more than meat, and the body more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and God feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? And which of you, taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? Basically, who can add to how tall he is 1 cubit by worrying and by stressing about this kind of stuff and by being overly obsessive about food. When it's life is more than meat, that word can be translated, the Greek word can be translated as either meat or as food. So either way, basically what he's saying is that to be overly obsessive about anything, whether it's meat, whether it's food, whether it's just anything in life, anything earthly, is not what life should be about. We should be thinking perspective, and we should be focused on a relationship when it comes to the holidays. And it's not about the pie. It's not about the cake. It's not about the desserts. It's about the fellowship.
Mm-hmm. It's super important too. And I think it just is a healthy mindset to have around the holidays too. Cause I think our culture can get so focused on, like what you were saying, like just the earthly part of the holidays. And a lot of the holiday celebration is earthly, but I think the most important thing is focusing on the relationships and making that the reason you're coming together. Obviously celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ and, Thanksgiving, the history of our country, and then the new year. Like those are important things, but nothing is more important than, I think, your relationships when it comes to that. So family time and just honing in on that is super important for both of us.
Yeah, very well said. Yeah. And we really get burnt out when it comes to the holidays too, because
we do.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been gone for like 2 days now, and it's like, I mean, you and I see each other every day. We work together every single day. It's like we're literally with each other like all day, every day, because I work from home. Kids are playing Legos on the floor when I'm working in the office, and I'm in the gym running all over the place and mixing and matching our supplements on our shelf, deltoid desolator, cable attachments all over the house. And so does it get annoying? Yeah, but it's like, man, like you guys are gone for 2 hours and I'm already lonely, People ask where you guys are at. I know. And I'm like, yeah, my wife and kids left me.
I know people are probably like, why are we on 2 different Zooms today?
I know.
I am out of town visiting my new nephew who came up from Tennessee. So I thought that was a good reason to leave town for a few days.
Great reason to leave town.
Mm-hmm.
But like especially being in business for ourselves too, like we don't get any Christmas bonuses, and so we
create our own Christmas bonus.
Yes, we have to grind extra hard those last couple of weeks to be able to take a break, and so that requires just like basically, I mean, you know how it is. I'm walking by you, and I'm like, babe, I need you to text this person, tell them all I'm going to be late for my meetings. I got to take care of this. And I mean, you're a champ, you support me. You're 100% of the way and just taking a lot of the weight off my shoulders so I can do that. But I just want nothing more right now than to just go ice skating with James and to just take Everly for a walk and to just to build Legos. Actually, that's what I really want to do. It's just like
Colt's an avid Lego lover. Yeah. You should see his Lego collection at his parents' house. It's quite extensive. All right, let's get to number 2. So the mindset on enjoying meals. And so we want you to hear what we're saying the right way. I guess it depends on how you want to take it, but we're not telling you to not enjoy yourself. Obviously, it's the holidays. You're going to indulge. You're going to, want to check off some of those sweets on your list and whatever. But I think there should be some rules around it. There should be some boundaries that you set for yourself. And a few of those things that we follow when it comes to birthdays and stuff like that and holidays is setting boundaries around the foods that are not in our macro plan. And whether that's, dessert, whether that's, carbs or whatever, going in with a plan allows you to stay on track and to not just like overindulge and then just feel so bad afterwards. And then two other things that we do is eating our protein first. So we just eat a ton of protein and then we drink a lot of water. And then after that is when we kind of indulge in our cravings or whatever those things may be for us that day. So we're not telling you to not have all the mashed potatoes, all the casseroles, all the good stuff that comes with Thanksgiving, all the pies, all the cookies at Christmas. Like, that's not what we're saying. Because that wouldn't be a healthy way to live. That just creates an eating disorder. But we are saying it's a good idea to have boundaries around that stuff. So you're not completely overindulging and making yourself sick and feeling bad and regretting everything and ultimately setting your mindset off track.
Absolutely. Love how you said that. A couple things to add. First one is that, get very well hydrated. Make sure your electrolytes are all taken care of too. So something that I like to do and something that we teach to everybody is to put Celtic sea salt in your water. I know it's an acquired taste, but it's loaded with potassium. It's loaded with sodium, twice as much potassium as sodium too. A lot of times people think they're hungry and they're not really hungry. They're thirsty or their body's craving those minerals. And so if you drink a lot of water beforehand, you're well hydrated, your protein, then you've really covered most of your base of your nutrition. So your body is going to feel nourished. It's not going to be craving those foods that aren't healthy, and you're going to be fuller in your stomach too, because protein is more of a voluminous food. And so you're not have the room to fit all of that extra junk in your body. And when you're done with this, and when you do indulge in some treats and everything, if you're weighing yourself every day, and especially if you're lean, you'll notice it more, and you'll notice it more in your training. If you're training hard and you have specific aesthetic goals, people think that if they work out hard enough that all those carbs and all those fats just get packed on as muscle. That's not true. Carbs don't build muscle. Fat doesn't even build muscle. Fat is an essential macronutrient, but the only macronutrient that is directly responsible for building muscle is protein. So to build muscle, all you need is a little side rant, but I'm going somewhere with this. All you need is four things. You need protein, you need water, you need sleep, and you need a stimulus. So as long as you get a hard workout in, literally all you need is protein, water, and sleep after that, and you'll build muscle. And you're not going to build any more muscle by putting in a whole bunch of carbs or putting in a whole bunch of fat or anything. It's not necessary at all. Those are important for energy. So whether you follow a high carb diet, a high fat diet, or a high protein diet, which is my preferred diet of choice year round, back and forth between that and keto sometimes, but for the most part, I like the gluconeogenesis, high protein carnivore macros. So really the only macronutrient that you need to build muscle is protein. It's the only one that's directly responsible for that repair to take place. But no matter what your fuel source is, that has to be optimized to a point to where you can actually perform to get that stimulus and to push yourself in the gym. There'll come a point to where, you can build muscle on 1,000 calories a day, technically, but that does not give anybody the energy that they need to be able to sustain that long term. So anyway, there's that. And then, if you do have some sweets, it's not going to benefit your physique at all. Like, it'll probably give you a better workout the next day. But it is definitely going to be some sort of a setback. But I mean, it's nothing that just like a few days of sweating out that water weight and just like maybe a little extra cardio, you're probably going to lift heavier. So you're just going to burn more calories by default. I mean, really, you're just going to have more energy. So you're going to burn more calories just by NEAT, which is NEAT, stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically means just like moving around and stuff that you're doing that is not directly intentionally used to be exercise. Like you'll just find yourself fidgeting more because you ate extra calories. You know, you'll find yourself talking more, maybe even you'll find yourself moving around more, and that's a result of you just having more energy, and your body's aware of that. I mean, the next week you're probably going to feel better too. If you have been in a calorie deficit, having that slight bump in calories is going to optimize your T3 levels, your hormones. And so it could even be classified as a good refeed. You know, you'll be burning fat better if your goal is to burn fat. You'll be burning fat better the rest of the next week because of having that high calorie day, boosting that serotonin, boosting those T3 levels. It can be looked at as a healthy thing in that regard. So that, and then the last thing I would have to add on that is to don't weigh yourself right after that. Mickey just got from his trip to Hawaii, and he's on the carnivore diet. It's tough to make the carnivore diet work in Hawaii, you know. So he proposed to his girlfriend, who is now his fiance. So excited for him. But yeah, that was when he came to us about 7 weeks ago and said, "Okay, guys, I want to do your program. I want you to help me get shredded for the beach." I was like, getting shredded might be a stretch, but we can certainly build some good muscle and lose some good fat if you switch to the carnivore diet and keep training hard like you are. And sure enough, he went down seven notches in his weight belt. People don't even recognize him. His pictures are great. His face looks 10 times leaner. He's not holding all that water anymore. So it's been an incredible transformation for him. But you know, he obviously wasn't on track with his diet when he was there, because like he really couldn't be, but he wanted to enjoy himself too. And I was like, bro, like just eat what you want, you know, be responsible. And he called me a couple of times and he's like, "Hey, they got this menu and that and menu." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead." And if I was you, I would get this and this. And bro, like, when are you ever going to have a chance to eat that again? You know, go ahead. And you know, he was crushing his workouts because he's, you know, reintroducing carbs here a little bit here and there. But I told him, I just got the phone with him right before this. I was like, "Bro, do not weigh yourself, please. It'll mess with your head. It's not going to be accurate because there's water retention. There's all these other factors in there. So just go back to your normal training, your normal diet, what you were doing before you were on your trip, and you'll be good as new, feeling good as new within a week, man. I guarantee it." So that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Number 3 is get in your workout. One thing that always just helps us to have the best mindset possible going into the holidays is not skipping our workouts. We've been in situations where we didn't have access to a gym, so we made it work. I don't remember exactly what you did, but I remember at your parents' house last year, we couldn't go to the school gym because of COVID. And I think you did like 100 or no, you did like 5 straight minutes of shoulder press or something with
exactly
some dumbbells. Yeah. And so like there's ways to make it work. Like I've done a ton of like at home, just body weight workouts using our kids as weights or whatever you can find around your house as weights. You can do all kinds of stuff, but making sure you make that a priority because it does so much for your mindset and just your outlook on the rest of the holiday, and like just knowing that you got that done, you have that win under your belt, and you know it's just good going into the rest of the weekend or whatever with that done.
Absolutely. And full disclaimer, if you're going to use your kids as weights, please do safe exercises with them, you know.
Right.
Like if doing some French presses where you're like doing tricep extensions behind the head and stuff. James loves that one, but I wouldn't recommend like, strongman slams or power cleans, those probably aren't the best.
Probably not.
But yeah, you don't have to work out for an hour to get a good anabolic response. I mean, it was before one of our meals. Didn't have time to work out the entire day. I think Bo and I we were shooting Bo's AR, his semi-automatic rifles all day. We were target shooting with our pistols, and then we were doing some hiking and played some hockey earlier in the day. And Certainly didn't have time to go work out, and not like I really wanted to anyway, because we only have a couple days in Montana to be able to spend time doing this kind of stuff and making memories. And so I was like, all right, you know what? I got 5 minutes before dinner. What can I do? And I just grabbed my pair of Skullbellz that I gave to Dad for Christmas, my skull dumbbells, and did 5 minutes straight of shoulder presses. And so the first like 30 or 40 is 25 pounds. And so I got like 20 or 30 pounds of strict reps, good reps. Then after that, you kind of have to start cheating. And by those last ones, I was just like using my whole body. It was basically like a squat and a shoulder press, just using my legs to get it up. And my shoulders were under tension the entire time. So it literally, by the end, it felt like they were being stabbed with knives. They were just absolutely destroyed. And I'm like, are you telling me I didn't build some muscle there? No, I definitely built some muscle.
Yeah.
And burning calories throughout the day, just going on walks and stuff, playing hockey, moving around. And if you're going to eat something, make it worth it too, and it's like, I'm not snacking on junk food throughout the day. Like I'm not going to be eating Oreos. I'm not going to be eating crackers. I'm not going to be eating like even cheese and salami. Salami is kind of more of a junk meat. So if I'm going to eat something healthy, great, I'll make some eggs, or I'll have some home cooked beef, or I'll have some venison or something. But if I'm going to eat something that's not on my meal plan, then it's going to be my mom's moon pie, or it's going to be like something that somebody put their heart and soul into, like an actual family recipe or something. I think that'd be good advice too. Is just not to, like, if you're gonna eat candy, or if you're gonna eat if you're gonna eat something that's not healthy during the holidays, great, more power to you. I'm probably going to as well, but don't eat a Reese's peanut butter cup. Eat the family recipe, and something that's actually that there's actually memories around it.
Yeah, definitely. Like all the good homemade pies and all that stuff. Yeah. And then one more thing I did want to address too is alcohol. And I know we didn't write this down, but I think it would be good for people to have maybe just hear kind of what we do around that.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Okay. Probably not the best example, but we drink a lot on the holiday. more than we should. That's kind of like and that's just where, like, I can drink and stop and feel fine. Like I'm not somebody that, like, I can drink very, very responsibly. When it comes to sugar, that's kind of where I fall off the wagon. So I think I'm the opposite of most people in that regard. But if you are going to drink, there's no place in aesthetics for alcohol. There's just not. I mean, it'll dry you out on the day of a show, but as far as nutrient partitioning and optimizing your body's muscle mass compared to your fat mass, it does not help whatsoever. Like, yeah, maybe it can help you sleep a little bit better, which can help you hormonally. But alcohol is it's just your body gets confused. It doesn't know what to do with it. Basically, it processes it as sugar. So what happens when you consume alcohol, it's not sugar. People think it is. It's not sugar. Yes, there's carbs in beer. There's carbs in most cocktails. There's carbs in wine. But just like straight whiskey, which is usually what I drink and what most of our family drinks, and we don't go crazy. We just like to drink a lot, like throughout the holidays, because it's just what we do. But we don't get like hammered by any means. That's when you start doing some real serious damage. So I'm talking like responsible drinking in moderation and having like two or three drinks a night. That's really a whole lot. So if you're doing that, still what happens is your body creates an insulin response because it drinks the alcohol. You process it as your body basically thinks it's sugar, so it goes straight in your bloodstream the same way that sugar would. It gets metabolized exactly the same as sugar, and then your body has a similar insulin response, and it goes into fat storing mode. It's the same thing that happens when you eat sugar. So if you're eating a lot of fatty foods with it, that's gonna be more likely stored as fat. The alcohol itself can't be stored as fat, but the fat can. So that's all pretty well scientifically proven. I don't know where the studies are. This is just years and years of podcasts and reading books on this. But when you But my theory and what I typically do is if I'm going to drink, usually I drink after my meal, because then I figure it's already being digested and my body already has nutrients that it needs. And then when I drink after a meal, like right before I go to bed, that helps me unwind. And then the insulin response, like the insulin's already up there anyway. So I figured I figure that the timing is better than having it right before the meal, because then I'll probably store more of the fat that I'm eating as fat. But if I have the fat first, then that's fueling my body like what it needs, and then the alcohol, it's like that can't be stored as fat. So it's just it does my body just does whatever it wants with it. So we're splitting hairs there too. Like, does it really matter that much? If anything, probably not. It's like BCAAs. It's like, is it really worth it to take BCAAs? Will you notice the difference in your training? I mean, like somebody like me that tracks everything to the T, and our clients that track everything to the T, and they're doing everything else right, and they know exactly how they're performing, and they know exactly where they're at in their program, and their nutrition is they're crushing their nutrition, they're crushing their training. Like, is it worth $30 to get 1% better because of the BCAAs? I'll pay $30 for that. You know, I mean, like most people though that wouldn't even like tell the difference. No, not worth it. Just be honest.
Yeah. Well, and I think just at the end of the day, just knowing like what you were saying earlier, using Mickey as an example, just after the holiday, don't weigh yourself. Wait a week or whatever, get back in the gym, work your butt off, and things will get back on track. But I think the biggest thing is just having the right mindset going in to where it doesn't need to be a free-for-all and you can still enjoy yourself. So, yeah, that was kind of all the tips that I could really think of. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's great, babe. Nailed it.
Cool. All right. Well, everybody, we hope you enjoy your awesome holiday season of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.
Yeah, reach out to either of us if you're listening. If you're a first-time listener, if you're a client, if you're somebody that knows us, if you're somebody that doesn't know us, any questions at all, if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. Shoot me a text, 206-743-1346. You can follow Taylor on Instagram. What is your Instagram, babe?
At Taylor, Lea Lee Milton.
And mine is at Colt Milton. It's at CMILTON.
Yeah, I wish my name was cool enough to have just Taylor Milton, but everybody has that name, so had to throw my middle name there. Anyways, we hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode. I have no idea what number it is. Colt will probably tell you at the beginning.
64.
But we're 64. We are thankful for every one of you, grateful for your support, and stay tuned for some awesome giveaways that we're going to be doing through our website. So.
All right, guys, thanks again.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, listeners, for joining us on this episode. If you found this helpful or entertaining, we ask if you would please share this with a friend. We also would love to hear what you think of our show, so any ratings or reviews are very much appreciated. We have a new episode every Saturday morning, so please subscribe so you don't miss them. Thank you again, and God bless.